G'day, I'm Ben from Catch Pro Australia, and this is Lawn Care Skull Sessions with my co-host, the bearded lawnsman, BJ. What's going on? How you going?
Buska, yeah, not too bad, man. I'm fucking filthy, but yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, well, I'm never clean. So, you've had a big day on the mower?
On the 40 acres. Rusty was out there with me. And
Rusty, did you give him a kiss for me?
Oh, I tried to. He's too quick.
Yeah. You got to get him when his back's turned. Otherwise, he'll like try and sue you or something.
Hunt him like a fucking mountain lion.
Yeah, man, season's really like coming into play.
100%.
So, whilst it hasn't been crazy yet, it's just a good way to ease in.
It is. I haven't had a lot of phone calls, which I'm surprised about, considering we have had a bit of rain about. But look, to be honest, I'm not too fussed. I'm actually not going to take any more work on unless it's really valuable.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny about that, and I hadn't discussed that with you at any other point, but I've been getting phone calls.
Ooh.
Mowing phone calls.
Nice.
Now, one of them I did direct to you.
Okay.
Big acreage.
Did you direct it to Russell as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And it was actually one of Russell's old jobs?
Oh, no. How?
I don't know. They actually moved out.
Oh,
So I
know exactly the one.
Yeah. Orkies if they didn't want him back, but I'm pretty sure that they were fine with him going back, because the original agreement when the old people left, they said, "Oh, we'll give you a number to new people."
Yeah. So now I know who.
And then they rang you.
Yeah. So it's just funny because we don't do any advertising. I've got one. Obviously, I'm not a mower man anymore.
Yeah.
I've got one ad that I just cannot. It's like it's in the yellow pages or something. Like I don't know what it is. It's a 10-year-old business name, but I've always had the same number. And I did get a call for a cleanup again. But I didn't send that one to you because it was like a rental one. And
well, I'm just keeping my books kind of just nice and steady until after October, and then I'll fucking hit back into it. So
sure.
I'm just thinking while I'm away, I don't want the boys to get caught up with any new shit. So
fair enough. Now we're back to the one episode format.
Yes.
So we're not too stressed out. We can be a little bit loose with our timing.
Yeah.
We don't have to, even though we are kind of running late today. BJ's had a big one.
I started at 6:30 this morning and jumped off at 2:30. I had my missus, my lovely wife, brought me a piece of fish and some chippies. I don't know what it was today.
Oh, you better have open mouth pasta for that.
Oh, I'll give it more than that. I wanted fucking fishies. I wanted chippies. And for some reason, I wanted a Caesar salad. Maybe I'm pregnant. Maybe I'm butthole pregnant. Okay, now that brings me to my first sidebar. I was listening to a podcast today, and I did not know that there is a condition where men can jizz out of their buttholes.
No.
Yep.
Is it just a lube? Is it just a lubricant? Or
No,
is it like
it's full on like, Gayaka.
I don't know. I mean, I can't.
You're going to Google it straight after. No, I can't. I bet you you'll Google it. As soon as I leave, you'll be like, I need to see this in action.
Get on the Google machine, contractors.
Tell me if I'm a liar.
See how you can jizz out of your ass. So does that mean females can too?
Oh, I don't know.
mean, I think I've probably seen videos where, they're certainly enjoying it in some way or form.
Who knows? Mate, I'll make any face for the right price, so...
Oh boy, so...
Sorry about that, straight into it.
So everyone, look, we've got a topic here today which we've glazed upon before.
We have.
Before we get there, we might just read a couple of reviews.
Yeah.
If you want to kick that off, Beach.
Cool. So, we have one from Work App is or something. That's a weird one. But it's 5 stars, so I don't care. Loving the podcast, guys. As a contractor and member of LMCA and ALC, it's just another avenue to get some more on-site and a good listen. And I wanted one of those little scag. Well, he said scab, but I think he means skag mowers, please. So, are you
gonna peel off one of your scabs for him?
Yeah. So if you want one of those skag mowers, just head to Skag Australia website, and there's a merch store there. You can get shirts, you can get coolers, you can get all the models. I think they're in stock. I know that when the neon signs came back in, they were fucking out of stock in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They're awesome. But yeah, thank you very much for that
And
5 stars.
How fucking useless am I? I haven't even put mine up yet. I got a Walker one as well. I haven't put anything up at this house.
I know, but I don't know, it's like a transition period. We're in the garage, we're in the Catch Pro construction site, and who knows, you've got so many rooms, we might move into one of them, or...
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's doing.
Who knows, man?
We don't even know if we're still going to be on the air.
Yeah, what's going on?
But
we might get cancelled.
But we are for now.
We are for now.
We have another 5-star review.
Yeah, this podcast is fantastic, funny, and very informative. Awesome job, guys. Thank you, DJ's Property Maintenance. Thank you very much, sir. And with the reference to the Skag stuff, should we do our little competition now?
Yeah, why not?
Get it out of the way?
I don't know. Is it possible, Mr. Skag, to maybe get a couple of these little models up for grabs, or not really?
I can always ask the question.
We can find out if there's a couple of people that
Fuck
want them.
All right. Well, give me a tick and I'll fucking get back to you. But here we are. Thanks to Skag Australia, they have thrown the lawn simulator game, all the rage. There's a Skag on the front there. Look at that one, Benny. Fucking turf tiger there. Looks pretty good. I like that one.
What the hell are those? What's that yellow thing?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know what the. Is that even a?
There's
is
a
that
front
even a
mount
mower?
Toro, and there's looks like something that you would potentially Whoa, sorry. It's so there's 5 copies up for grabs. All you have to do is go to Skag Down Under on Facebook
And tag BJ.
like the page, tag me, fucking do whatever you need to do to get
You
noticed.
say, motherfucker, I want that game.
Yeah, give me the game, you big dick bastard.
So for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, this is the PS4 lawn simulator game. And we got 5 copies to give away. So what you need to do is you need to go on to Skag Down Under.
Skag Down Under on Facebook.
Tag BJ and said, I want a fucking game.
And join the group. And also, if you go to I think it's only Apple Podcasts where you can leave a review, throw a review on there, and you'll be in the running to win one of these bad boys.
And we'll run this for, I don't know, a month or so.
Yeah.
We'll see how many reviews we can
Yeah,
get.
there's 5 copies at the moment. I have a PlayStation 4, so by the end of it, there might be 4 copies. Or I'll go and buy myself one.
And wouldn't it be amazing if you could get a Catch Pro in that game?
Oh, I know, that would be sick. Huge thank you to Skag Australia for throwing those at us, and
Rob Shearer and Duncan from International Mowers, Skag Australia, such huge supporters of the Skull Sessions and Catch Pro, and also TBL, and not only that, the whole lawn mowing Australia community.
Yeah, anyone who's ever dealt with Rob, or anyone who deals with Rob knows that it's game on when you talk to Rob, especially if it's about Skag. But he talks to anyone about everything. His wife Donna is she works with a lot of gyms. I think like 150 different gyms as an accountant. So yeah, they're in the game.
Yeah, and before we get into the topic, we will say that today's episode is brought to you by Bad Workwear. And if you're watching, fucking check out me and BJ right now.
I'm going out and I'm going desert.
I'm just rolling, man.
Do I look good?
Yeah, man, you look sweet.
Don't laugh.
Oh boy,
I need some clear glasses.
Yeah, Poindexter glasses.
That would have been good.
So don't forget to use the code Skull, all in caps. Now, I think his name was Tim on LMCA. He made a comment saying, "Hey, what socks is everyone wearing?" Now I'm wearing the Bad Workwear socks. They're bamboo. Ultimately, I'm wearing them because we're affiliated with them now.
Yep.
Before that, the missus has probably just grabbed some socks, whatever. Now, these socks are really cool. The only problem is they take a little bit to dry.
Oh,
I bung them in the dryer, I don't hang them out. And if you don't have them, you can't have like, you know, when you take your socks off and you get a little fold or whatever, don't do that because they won't dry.
I've got a bad habit of not turning my socks the right way out.
Oh, that'd just fuck with me completely.
Yeah, fucking.
But it doesn't matter if they're inside out as long as they're just not overlapping each
rankles.
other. So jump on the Bad Workwear site. Some of the stock is down.
Yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to Kayla. I can't remember her last name, which is not really important anyway, but she threw up on Instagram. She hooked herself up with a bunch of stuff, tagged Skull Sessions. We love that support. Thank you very much.
It seems to be the girls on the fan page that are...
There's a big push. I think
they really cater well to women.
They're doing a big push for women's clothing at the moment because the other brands that are out there, they obviously have women's clothing.
Yeah.
But it's not all, you know, like a lot of it is generic body shapes and stuff. This is like proper women's body shapes.
Yeah.
You know, for the shirts and you know, the pants and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I've even bought Chloe some of the stuff. She wanted a couple of the crops for training, and I was like, okay.
Well, I wanted to get Vicky the jeggings. They got these new...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you reckon I would fit into a pair?
Probably not.
Damn it.
Well, I don't know. They're stretchy. But anyway, I wanted to get Vicky some. And she's like, why? And I was like, well, you know, if you're fucking painting around the house or something, you know, she puts on leggings or whatever. And I was just thinking, like, all I actually really want you to do is to put them off so I can take them off you.
You wanted like a tradie, like a lady tradie fantasy role play thing.
Yeah, like a fucking get over here now.
Yeah. I'm not going to pay for the painting you've just done unless you take this.
No, I want Vicky to say that to me.
Oh, you want to be the tradie?
No. I want her to be the tradie and to treat me rough, like.
Oh, so be like
eat my fucking wood.
Oh. This is how we pay for things in my company.
Anyway,
fart in your hair.
So bearded lawnsman.
Yes.
What are we chatting about, bruh?
Mate, today we are looking at the creme de la creme. So what's happened is Ben has like put together this awesome list of all the big rigs. So all your 61s, your 60s from pretty much every brand on here except for a couple that just have no fucking information on the interwebs. Thank you very much. And it's kind of like a list with prices, warranties, seats, all that shit. Try and break down these big machines.
So the episode is going to be called, you know, basically the topic is commercial zero turns.
Yeah.
Now we've sort of dusted over, like we did a zero turn mower feature episode way back. We did do a zero turn mower episode where we looked at a lot of domestic units as well.
Tons.
And a lot of, you know, like prosumer entry level.
Yeah.
But what we wanted to do today was, and it's a reflection of the market as well. In America, they have like what they call residential machines that we are typically as a community using as commercial machines.
Yeah.
But now that Australians are getting a little bit more savvy, or maybe you and I are just becoming more aware through the various social platforms. You know, guys and girls out there are getting these, you know, big, full-on commercial mowers.
Yeah.
And so what we wanted to do was to give everyone a pretty reasonable list. We'll maybe go back and forth over some of our own personal thoughts. We'll try not to diss anyone too hard. I'm sure it's going to happen.
It'll probably happen along the way.
You know what? I've got to be honest. Like,
going through it,
ambassadors and certain people sometimes get a bad rap for dissing.
Well,
stuff.
some ambassadors have a fucking big mouth.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, whether you've had a bad experience or if you're just one-sided or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there is good points to these mowers. Some of them do have bad points, and it is what it is.
That's it. Yeah, some of these machines are like top tier machines. Well, pretty much all of these machines.
Pretty much. What I've tried to do now, I've probably cooked a few of them, and so
you can only go by the information. Like some of these will get diss points because their fucking websites are so trash.
Well, before we go any further,
okay.
World Lawn and Grasshopper did not make the list because of lack of information. Now, if you're a consumer and you go through all these brands and you were to go to their websites or whatever, you would bail in a second.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's just rubbish. Now, it would be different if you had, let's say, a World Lawn dealer or a Grasshopper dealer, which I believe is Clark Equipment anyway. That would probably be different.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, still go and do it.
Yeah.
But for research, for today's purposes, purely from an online perspective, mate, I just had a gut full of it. I just fucking
well,
got it.
realistically, when you've gone through and done your list, there's only a handful where you've gotten all the information in the categories that you set up. So
Absolutely. And we're not going to rate the machines necessarily. I kind of wanted to. But the reason why we can't is because I think I've ridden 2 of these machines. You've probably ridden about 2, right?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, fucking up to 3 already. 4?
Yeah.
You're a dog, eh?
Yeah.
Did you put the Bobcat down as well?
Yeah.
Because that's different now. But anyway.
What, the colour? Because we were on the ZT 7000. That was the actual.
Okay, well,
they wouldn't have changed it that much. So
okay,
you'd be
fuck
on
yeah,
3.
I've ridden 3 then, hey. So anyway, the other thing that I was going to say is, or something that we're going to be talking about, is a little bit about the companies as well.
Yeah.
And it's important. Well, look, it might not be important to everyone. It is important to me, and I think it makes a difference because there is politics and there's other things going on behind the scenes of all of these companies, and whether it be stock issues or what have you. And I think it makes a difference if you're going to make a $25,000 purchase.
Fuck yeah. It's a big purchase. Like, even though people put a lot of things on finance these days, at the end of the day, you're paying for it. Whether it be like 15 up to 25, like that's still a 5-year commitment, really, unless you're cashed up. Like, I've heard stories of people fucking throwing like 25 cash straight away, but I mean that you've got to be ready to part with that kind of money.
I mean, it depends on the workload too. Like, if you picked up 3 more 40-acre properties, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You'd be like, fuck it.
Shoot them out like
You'd be just jizzing out of your arsehole everywhere.
Yeah, I'd be throwing fucking 25 G's straight down there.
So without further ado, the first brand we have, BJ, is
Toro, and it is the Z Master 6000.
Now, let me jump right in and say that I'm pretty sure the Z Master 6000 is the top tier commercial.
Z or Z?
What did I say?
You said Z. I said Z Master.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter because
Lou's gonna
I
hear
was
this.
always.
She's gonna get cross.
Listen to me. I never say ZTR. I always say ZTR.
Yeah.
But certain things, you know what I mean? Like, I just chop and change.
Have you heard like when you sing ABC, it's Y, Z or Z? I know. It's like, fucking pick one and then teach me.
Is that like this is already sidebar central?
Yeah.
Is that like bar
Rainbow sheep.
rainbow sheep?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god.
Just let the sheep be black, right?
Yeah. Fucking, I've seen plenty of black sheep. They're out there.
Oh my goodness.
I am one. My family.
One more. All the king's horses and all the king's people.
Oh my god.
Like,
as if anyone gave a fuck about like a dude on a horseback. Like,
just like so
and poor
much.
Humpty, man, he's the real victim here. The cunt's in fucking 15 pieces.
All right, so we're gonna get back now. I wanted to say something else before we start getting into our categories. So we have excluded specialty mowers. These will include Walker, Direct Collects, Gianni.
Yep.
Front mount mowers.
Yeah.
Like your Kubota front mounts. Obviously you got your Toro Groundsmasters, some Deers, things like that, and like all of the diesel stuff.
And standards aren't in here either. It's just
no. So
there's all sit down machines.
15 minutes into my research, I realised the stand-ons are going to be a new episode.
Yeah.
And we're going to fucking break them down probably next week.
Yeah.
Because last time we did stand versus sit, there was, we probably have like an extra 30% more machines, more models now.
Well, we've gone back through some of our episodes and we realised that because we were starting off, like, we could have gone into depth with half of the topic and sort of made it a bit more content rich
and exclusive.
Yeah,
to what we.
So that's what we're doing. We're rolling back through, and hopefully we can throw some interviews in between.
Yeah, man. Our schedules are starting to get better.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a gangbang. Let's put that up.
Okay.
News to Ben.
So we'll get back to it. So we've got the Toro Z Master 6000.
Yeah.
Now this has a 60. So I've tried to aim just all for 60 inch.
Yep.
Which basically every brand offers either 60, 61. So we have the Turbo Force deck. Now I do want to also point out that the sources of information for what we've got here is either from the websites or YouTube.
Yep.
Various, say Brian's Lawn Maintenance, he breaks them down. Now, the Turbo Force deck, have you heard much about it?
No, I haven't. And I know you've done a few catch pros for these sort of things. So.
Yeah. So, the Turbo Force deck, like in America, there's like, I think maybe 4 brands that come to mind. And it is Toro and Exmark, because they both share the Turbo Force deck now. Skag with the Velocity deck, Ferris, and they're pretty much.
What's the Ferris deck called?
So they've got the ICD cutting deck.
Okay.
And it's probably more. It's probably not as much about the deck as it is some of the other features, but they're kind of like your top brands where people really talk. Now we have other stuff here. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves too far. We'll stay on Toro. But in America, you sort of have different markets with different grass types, and they talk about how those different decks work really well in those markets and all round. And the Turbo Force deck is just one that almost no one says anything bad about.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like they'd say that it's good for across the board, like it's a multi-use
cutting and clearing,
cool.
Things like that. So not leaving any stragglers.
Yep.
We have a name for stragglers, right? But we can't say it on air.
No, it's terrible.
You are right. It is terrible.
We'll keep that to ourselves.
But holy shit, I have to like really think about stuff when I'm just talking. Sometimes I'm on the phone.
100%.
To a Catch Pro customer.
Yeah.
All right, so with the engine options, they have the Kohler Command EFI on this.
Yep.
Now, I don't have a horsepower.
There was nothing on there.
There was nothing on there. It just said Kohler Command EFI. Now,
update your fucking websites, please.
That is one of the things where, most of these decks are going to be 7 gauge. Most of them, are reasonably similar price.
Yep.
But the horsepower and the drives, like the hydros, they seem to differ a little bit.
They do.
With some of these models. So it is a shame. I think, I probably could have pulled the specs separately.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't be fucked.
Now it's funny too, some of the hydros are the same on different machines and they have different top end speeds. So that makes me think that like everything might be geared different and shit like that. So
man, there is a lot of meat on the bone and there is a lot of variables.
We need a mechanic in here, I think.
We've already gone around the block twice on Toro to just get across the road.
Yeah, okay, sweet. We'll stick with Toro. We'll finish Toro and then we'll get on to the next one.
Yeah, but I just love chatting to you.
Yeah, no, it's good. Fucking enjoy it.
Okay, so I couldn't get the hydros, but what top end speed do we have here, Beach?
18.5 kilometers per hour.
Okay, now for the seat, they do have the My Ride system.
Yeah.
Now, you have not tried the My Ride?
No.
I've tried the
I've
My
sat
Ride.
on it, but I haven't been on it.
Oh, that's all I did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you get a really good idea. Now,
It was just on a Titan.
yeah, so that My Ride system, they seem to have put that through their Time Cutters, Titans, and obviously these Z Masters. There's a lot of talk out there from competing companies that the My Ride is too much. Like a waterbed, like you're on a boat or something.
Yeah, that's what you said. I think we've had this discussion on another episode, and you said that some people were talking about getting seasick.
I've heard these comments. Now, I've got to be honest, I don't know that I think the same way.
Okay.
Only because, I mean, you've been on the 40.
Yeah.
And if you were going, well, I guess 18.5 is not really that fast. But you remember the Predator, the
Yeah.
Bobcat? If you were going 25 Ks,
Yeah.
you need something, right?
Oh, yeah,
To isolate you. So, what retail pricing do we have here?
It is 25,999.
Okay.
So 26, say.
26. Now we have a pretty good warranty, I believe. It's a 5-year, 1,400 hour warranty.
Yep.
Now the warranties in all of these categories they're gonna fluctuate a fair bit, and I do believe we have sort of two winners
Yeah.
in that, and when we can say that.
Yeah, 100%.
So, look, we've got a category here about dealers. Now, Toro has a fantastic dealer network
Huge.
in terms of, the size.
Yeah.
The Toro company itself is a great company. Has been some stock issues.
Yeah.
So, I did my research, and there is no Z Masters available.
Oh.
Like 6,000.
Okay.
So, apologies if you really liked everything that we were talking about. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go and get one. Because it realistically, you're not.
Spaghetti.
So, all right.
So that's pretty cool. It seems like a pretty good machine. Onto the Bush Ranger, onto the SRT XD.
Now, can I actually just say before we...
Of course you can.
No,
Fuck,
I'm
of course
sorry.
you can, mate.
Before we
What's
get
going
to
on?
Bush Ranger, I just want to say Toro probably has pretty good fleet pricing.
Oh yeah.
I know that they do in America. I don't exactly know what they do in Australia, but usually that stuff carries over. I do believe there's some of the benefits. Like, I think there's huge downsides to going to these, let's say, corporate conglomerates.
Yeah.
I do think there's downsides, but there is upsides to some of these brands where they're so big, sometimes you can't afford not to buy them.
Yeah.
In some cases. And I think if you're going to buy 20 of them, you're probably going to get a better deal
Oh yeah, definitely.
than what you might with some of the...
You fucking want to get a better deal if you're buying 20.
Yeah. All right. So you said we were onto the Bushy. The model is...
It's a Bushy. SRT XD.
Okay, so this is their top end. Now, it has a 61 inch 7 gauge deck. Now, I've got a 7 gauge deck here. I actually believe all of these models are going to be 7 gauge, maybe with the exception of the John Deere.
Okay.
John Deere don't have one single fabricated deck.
So they're all fucking...
They're all pressed, but I will say that the 7-iron deck, which we will get to eventually, even though it's a pressed deck, it has as much credibility as some other fabricated. You know, maybe not in this range, because I reckon they're all 7 gauge.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see some fabricated decks out there that are never going to hold up, even to some of these Deere pressed.
Oh, something else we left out here was battery. So there's only really a couple of battery models.
Oh man, we're not even messing with them just yet.
Yeah.
We will one day.
Yeah, one day.
If we stay in the air long enough. But we really just wanted to get this shrunken down to the commercial market, what's available in Australia. So this SRT XD has an FX 1000V. Now, a bunch of these mowers have the FX 1000V Kawasaki. I don't know what horsepower it is.
38.5.
Okay, there you go, Beach.
38.5 horsepower.
Okay, cool. So, plenty of grunt there. Now, something new to me, was this has HTG 16cc pump and wheel motors. Now, you and I probably prefer the pump and wheel motor system, right?
Yeah.
That's what we have on our standards.
Yep. On the Tiger Cat as well.
Yep. We are not. I've tried to do my research. Yep. So the equivalent, I reckon, to a 16cc pump is probably like a Hydra Gear 5400.
Yeah.
I just cannot tell you. Like, I'm just not mechanically minded.
No, neither am I. I've been. People have explained it to me before, and it kind of like.
So I
goes
believe,
in a little bit. But
so I believe like your 5400s and I mean, they're not that common. They're like for your top end, right? I think your more common ones are say like 3100s.
Yep.
They're a transaxle.
Yeah. So it's just one unit.
Can you almost coop the word?
Yeah. So it's just one unit with the pump and wheel motor. You've got.
Can you show me the continuum transfunction now?
The continuum transfunctioner. So yeah.
That's from Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah. But yeah, it's two separate components. So you've got like your pump and then your wheel motor. So
yeah, and I heard someone say once like, oh, why they still messing with pump and wheel motor systems so fucking old school and backwards, but it just couldn't be further from the truth.
I think the response in the maneuverability is way better because I know with the Clipper, I mean it's hard like Clipper and things like that. Like the Clipper was really slow maneuverability wise. It was really good because you had that joystick, but like it was kind of slow and clunky and things like that.
I think, were they like a 2800 hydros?
Yeah, they weren't huge.
Yeah, so there's different, and one thing that I did learn is, let's say you've got 3100 hydros, there's like different specs of them.
Yeah.
And they all change. So I don't know if we ever really touched on it, but everyone like, wanks on about horsepower, but it's your drives that give you your top end.
Yeah, well, take for example, my Tiger Cat and Ben's V-Ride are identical. All the pump and wheel motors, the engines are identical, but my Tiger Cat is faster than Ben's V-Ride.
By about 2Ks, right?
By about 2Ks. So the reason for that is just gearing in the hydros.
Yeah, so
the wheel motors, I should say.
Or is it the pulley? I don't know. See, we're tripping ourselves out.
No, I think well, I don't know now. Now you've tripped me out.
I only thought the pulleys because the belt, like the drive belt, it would be then configured differently.
Oh.
But anyway, these are all things to consider.
Maybe do your own research on that.
No, well, that's what the point of it is.
Yeah.
We can lay it out here and everyone else can...
it's just something to take on board.
Yeah, sure. Where the fuck are we?
We are on the Bush Ranger. So it's got a top speed of 21 kilometers per hour, which is...
Yeah, I just want to say, in this category, around that 21 is, I reckon, probably where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, then...
can I also say one thing?
Yeah.
It's just funny how you just responded. Like, yeah,
what do you want?
Yeah, man, go for it. Some of these top ends, I just think can be jigged. Like, I think you can get them going faster with adjustments.
Okay.
I did it.
You've already done it once.
I did it on it, but then I heard another dude did it on like a Wright or a Gravely. So it's like so, right?
Yeah. And yeah, it's hard though. Like when it comes to you at a specific speed, do you want to play Tampa titties with it?
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I
knew you would.
I usually do.
Yeah.
So we have a floating seat on this one, and the retail here in Australia is 28,899. Now that's getting pretty up there toward your top end.
Yep.
We have a 2-year unlimited warranty. Now, I've got to tell you, I was a little bit let down about that.
Yeah.
I think for a commercial machine, that's the better part of 30 grand. I'd probably like to see more than a 2-year warranty.
Yeah.
Now, just quickly, obviously, you probably don't care as much about, let's say, a model like a Bush Ranger. I don't know. Am I talking for you?
No,
Or
it's
am
not
I-
good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. No.
No. I just no. So what I wanted to say is that in this price range, there are a couple of other little features that kind of separate them. You do get a 19-inch LED light bar built in a Switch. You do have your keypad fucking thing, which has its good points and its bad points. You get black rims. There's a few things that...
Do you got your flat freeze on that?
Yes, I believe you have flat freeze now. The models below it, we don't... we're trying to not focus on them. But, I think that's one thing that let the Bushranger Spartan brand down is that you got a lot of bells and whistles, which is fantastic. But some of those simple things have been compromised.
Yeah.
And I love Bushranger.
Yeah.
And everyone knows, you even do some work with Bushranger, like the handheld side.
Yeah.
I just think commercial mowers or anything over, seriously, anything over 10 grand, I just think you need to have flat free fronts.
Yeah.
Now, I've got flat free
What do
fronts.
you get for 10 grand these days?
Liberty Z, maybe?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Flat free fronts. You know what I mean? I think if you're spending 28, okay, you're gonna get your flat free fronts. But man, they got fucking six other models under this.
Yeah,
you can spend 17 and not get your flat frees.
Yeah, that's it.
And I just don't like it.
Well, even the KG doesn't have flat free.
It doesn't.
And that's a bit of a letdown when you...
It is a letdown.
Because what's the KG worth? About the same. About 28.
No.
No?
No, it's around 20. You could even be under. It's really.
Oh, okay. Oh.
KG's really good, but you don't even have flat free. You know what I mean? Even though I think it's priced well.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go and get them filled or go and get them.
Definitely. I would definitely be. Our conditions are just so different. We're just not. Take the fucking 40 for instance.
Well, think about what I did. What I did on a Bushranger. I hit a fucking rock and literally monoed through a fence.
I wonder
on a
if
really dangerous road.
I wonder if that would have happened if you had solids or...
Nah, so they've got shocks.
Oh, because of the shocks.
And the shocks
so
are
gave
really...
it a bit of bounce.
Oh, dude, it's got wicked bounce. This model has it too, has the shocks.
Yeah.
And seriously, these models have hops. You can gangster yourself around. Now, so next up we got the Skag, Mr. Skag. Now I was a little bit torn, BJ, because I couldn't tell really what the top tier model. I couldn't tell if it was the Turf Tiger 2 or the Cheetah.
So these two models are so similar but so different. The Turf Tiger is the king of the jungle.
I see what
You see what I did there, fucking Smokey Joe?
Oh, apologies. That might actually happen a few times. I've got
Vape dog.
a vape dog going, and I haven't dish in my lungs.
Yes.
Apologies.
That's all right, mate.
But I see what you did there.
Yeah,
That's where I was going.
Hurrah. No, so I really... I really dig the Turf Tiger. I know you were talking about 21Ks being the optimum speed, but for me, I think so. The Turf Tiger 2, the 61 inch, I'll just run through it. It comes with a 40 horsepower Vanguard or a 38.5 Kawasaki. There's a few engine options there.
And the 40 is the big block.
The 40 is the big block. The 40
Now,
is...
does that have the oil guard system on it?
No.
Okay, that's cool.
It doesn't have the oil guard system on it. Now, by the time this comes out, I might have a little surprise for myself. So
Is it a nugget of poo with jizz on it?
it could be. That's a little surprise for you. But no, the Skag Turf Tiger 2 comes with 16cc pump and wheel motors, and it travels about 19 kilometers per hour.
Now,
So I think it's a little bit more than 19. If it's the same as mine, it's about 19.6.
yeah, so I pulled this directly off the website. Now, I want to backtrack a little bit to the 61-inch Velocity deck.
All right.
Now, this Velocity deck, we talked about the Turbo Force. This Velocity deck has a fucking ton of credibility
Oh, huge.
in the industry.
And I can vouch for it. And not only the velocity deck, but like the 32 is just a cut down velocity. And fucking that thing has a beautiful cut on it too. So I don't know if it's like the bullnose shape or just the way the baffles are. I'm not sure, but it really does have a nice cut.
Yeah, now I couldn't record everything, but the velocity deck, the way that they have their turbo baffle set up, apparently that, you know, creates velocity.
Yeah.
They also have a patented front adjustable baffle.
Yep.
Which I've fucked with a million times on my velocity deck.
I think I got it spot on the first time. I fucked around with it and I haven't had to change it. I haven't had any issues.
I actually ditched mine.
Oh, you took it out?
I've got it out. So I, at the time, like I just love experimenting. Me and Rusty, man, we used to just experiment and see what happens when you hit long grass.
Well, you guys had the pad. I got no fucking grass now.
Yeah. So the velocity deck, also we got to mention that, and I don't have the true specs, but it's like a tri-plate deck. So it's like I'm gonna say 7 gauge because I reckon it is, but then you've got like another layer of something on top welded to this and welded to that. So this deck just and a big discharge opening.
Yeah, huge. It's almost the biggest in. Well then.
So there is the 48, and we shouldn't be talking about it because we really are talking about the 61s. The 61 is like around 18 inches, and I don't know for sure. That's probably around 500 mil.
That's so big.
Yeah, split it. So I think that's around 500 mil, and that is well and truly one of your biggest.
Yeah.
There will be your Super Zs and a few other machines that do have similar sizes or maybe a little bigger. But the thing about Skag is that they run their wide, like that velocity deck, they run it essentially from 48 inches up.
Yep.
And the design stays the same. The deck opening just gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So these also come in a 72 if you
Yeah, I think almost
Most
everything does.
Oh,
it's
okay.
just the reason why I went with 61
sort of
is because I just don't know, like the 72 just it doesn't fit into, you know, as broad a range of
You need to be doing specialist jobs, I think, if you want a 72. I feel like wide open. And with the 72s, now I know the ZK, they have a 37 horsepower? I think they're at 37 horsepower. And I think that, it's just my opinion, I think they might be a little bit underpowered for what, like, that's a lot of deck. So just take their next step down. They're 60, or are they 60s or 61s?
either.
So they actually would run the same engines as a 72.
Probably.
And you got an extra foot of deck to fucking push that grass out of.
I don't know.
I've never seen one in action.
I don't know. You
so-
kind of surprised me a little
Sorry.
bit. But from what I hear, the 72, that particular model, the biggest, that's a stand-on.
Yeah. Do they have to sit down that big?
I don't know.
Okay.
You really throwing a fucking spanner in the works here. We're trying to just stick to the fucking
Sorry,
program,
man.
mate.
Sticking to the script is not what we do.
I think on that particular model, the biggest feature is the dual wheel.
Okay.
With being able to sit on hills and doing things like
fair
that.
enough.
And it has huge hydros. Like, I don't think there's any other stand-on that has like 16cc pumping wheel motors.
Big fucking magoogas.
Big fuckers, yeah. I've ridden the 61, not the 72.
Yeah, me too.
With the Skag, you mentioned the 19 kilometre top end. I'm in doubt of that.
Yeah.
I pulled
you
it
think
from the
you think it'll
website.
go faster?
I'm thinking it. Your Tiger Cat goes 19.
Yeah, it's about 19.6.
Yeah. So you've got a bigger drive system.
Yeah.
Now, let's also mention it's shaft driven.
Yeah, and that's a huge benefit.
Now, we have tried to note special features in some of these. So, you know, with your Bushy, you've got some of the flashy stuff with the light bar and bits and pieces. This one is the shaft driven.
Yeah.
You've got a floating seat, which is the normal 360 degree floating seat, which is fantastic. You got one?
There's one right here. G'day. There you go.
Can you float on it?
Oh. Probably fit.
You just shelved it, eh? Yeah. Okay, retail pricing, Beach.
The retail price for the Skag Turf Tiger 2 is $28,580.
And I've got to say, now it has a 5-year Australian warranty.
Yeah.
That, I think we're going to struggle on this list to find anything that competes with that.
Yeah.
There is one or two that kind of scratch the surface, but 5-year commercial warranty, mate, that's on point.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I did want to quickly talk, and I might have to backtrack a little bit to Bushranger. Obviously, Bushranger and Skag are held pretty close to us.
Yep.
A little bit about the company side of things, like both of these companies have great dealer networks.
Yeah.
Let me mention that they're both growing dealer networks. So, you know, you might not have, let's say you get a brand like Hustler or Husqvarna, you know, they have huge dealer networks. Now, these two brands are still growing.
Yeah.
And obviously we know the brands differently.
Yep.
You're Mr. Skag. I do a lot of work. I do a lot of work with Bushranger. These two brands are at the forefront of the Australian contractor market in terms of listening. You know,
the feedback. They take the feedback on board.
Now, a lot of the Skag zero turn models, you know, it's a lot of that stuff. Like, there hasn't been that much Australian feedback or input, but something in terms of, say, let's say the 30-inch.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to be talking about it.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit of a background. A lot of that shit, a lot of the testing that was done in Australia actually made it to end market with that 30-inch.
And take for instance the 42 Liberty. That's the Aussie deck. Like, that was made specifically for our market.
Yeah. So look, it's just a little bit. There is a little bit of bias here, but we really can't help it because that's what we know.
Yeah, and we're close to them, and they seem to listen. There's, you know, you can't tell me that you haven't reached out to pretty much everyone on here to, you know, do something with them.
I've reached out to everyone on here,
and these are the two that are the standouts. So
yeah. So
now with that shaft, the Turf Tiger,
my shaft,
yeah, give us that. It actually gives
it wouldn't reach the spindle.
I could barely start my fucking machine with mine. But no, it actually gives you extra power on the blades. So I think, from what I was told by a dealer, it's about like an extra 30% on that blade tip.
And I feel like I've let us all down because I did see that and I didn't record it, but the tip speed, it's way up.
It's huge. And that is why I think, so the other one, so I find the Cheetah and the Tiger are quite similar as like up in the charts. The Cheetah is fucking fast as shit. So it does 26 k's an hour. I think you can get most of the, I don't know if you can get a 40 horsepower Vanguard, but I know you can get like the 38.5 Kawasaki. It comes with lights. It's just got all the bells and whistles. Not to mention the Tiger Eye on everything. So that's a cool feature. And I think there's actually extra features you can get with the Turf Tiger with that Tiger Eye. So we'll have to see. Maybe one of us will buy one day.
I love my Tiger Eye, and the only reason why I didn't really mention it is because it's like standard, isn't it? On across, yeah.
Just not on the 32-inch V-Ride. They might have actually upgraded that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But 32-inch V-Ride and your Liberties. So. Yeah.
Okay, so we touch on the retail? I don't think we did.
Yeah, 28,580.
Okay, so that is in line with the Bushranger, but still probably toward your top end.
Yep.
Now, next up we have Ferris, and we have the 61-inch. I believe it's an ISX, and then a few numbers afterwards, right? Now, it has, with the deck, it has their ICD cutting system, which is featured on all their sort of commercial mowers. Now, something that was interesting to me, it has a 2-belt cutter system.
Yes, that's very intriguing.
Now, I will say to everyone that I don't know anything else about it. Like, I cannot tell you if a 2-belt cutting system is either better or worse, and I can not tell you anything else about it. But I thought it was worth noting.
Yeah.
So that if someone was either intrigued or looking into these mowers, it's something that they can take on board.
I honestly, if someone's got one, can someone take a picture under the hood? Because I actually want to see how it's configured, because that trips me out why you would add, what do you call them? Disposable parts? No. Consumables.
Yeah, consumable wear and tear, high wear and tear parts.
Especially to a 61, I think, like, you want to get away. That's why, so when I bought my first motorbike, I bought a shaft-driven motorbike specifically because of the shaft, because it's just less, just
oh man, less shit can go
so
wrong, yeah.
Having an extra belt.
Well, yeah, like I said, I can't tell. I mean, obviously there is some reason.
But I'd love to know the benefit. I'd love to see how it's set up, because it might, I might be fucking 100.
It could be fucking awesome, mate.
It could be fucking good one.
So it has the 37 horsepower big block Vanguard. Now this has the oil guard system, which is the 500-hour oil change system. Now, your thoughts, please?
Because I really want to get into it, but I've heard from some people that
credibility and source.
Yeah, credibility. It's from dealers.
Okay, you don't want to name any.
Nah, I don't want to name names. Nah, I'm not bus throwing.
Come on, just be a dog.
Nah, I don't want to be a dog. Hey. Well, apparently it's just their opinion, and they said that they don't like the idea of having the same oil in a machine for 500 hours, even though it's being recycled. That's a long time.
Okay.
I think as a consumer, it's a fucking pretty cool idea.
Wait, how mad is it? Like, I wouldn't have even done an oil change yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if it is a proven system, that's gangsters fuck, eh?
Yeah.
Be like, oh, hey Ben, do you need any oil? Nah, fuck off.
Nah, get bugged.
Like your dealer, eh?
I mean, yeah, it
would you like some oil with those blades? Fuck off.
Maybe that's why he doesn't like it. He's not getting them oil sales up.
You know what, man? That is a hot tip. That's a theory.
Yeah.
That's true. Although he's not a Ferris dealer.
No.
We'll stop there. Okay, so we have ZT5400 hydros, which are producing about 19.3 kilometers per hour. So that's in line with the Turf Tiger 2. Still faster than the Toro. And pretty well on par with that Bush Ranger.
Yeah.
Suspension. Now everyone knows about the Ferris. Their whole brand is modelled or marketed toward their patented suspension systems throughout the range.
Yeah.
Look, I messed around with it a little bit. I feel like some of it's a bit gimmicky, honestly. But at the same time, it must have credibility because, man, they stuck with it for so many years.
Yeah,
like, if
and
it was whack,
they're pretty up there in the US. They're a very popular machine in some parts.
like if it was whack, surely they'd be like, "No, man, we got to drop this fucking gimmick."
And they look pretty cool. Like, I'll give them that. They look pretty cool. Those fucking
coils,
the big coils at the front. Look, just a different look altogether to all the other fucking ZTRs out there.
And Ferris is one of those brands, like, there's shit going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they've produced a good product.
Ferris/Stihl.
Yeah. So, look, I don't think that is a bad thing. We've talked about that. But just like, companies going broke and, because Ferris was a Briggs brand.
Yeah.
And the distributors here are Briggs and Stratton Australia, and they're really good people.
Yeah.
They've done a little bit of work with us at Cash Pro. It's been a while now, probably 2 years.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, they're still really nice people. and they are pretty passionate about their outdoor power equipment.
Yeah.
So I think that goes a long way. Now, what sort of warranty do we have here, pal?
Well, if they're passionate about their people, they're not passionate about their warranties. So they have a 4-year, 500-hour warranty. So
Yeah. Now, can I just say, if this is a legitimate question, if you go in for a warranty at 3 years, but you've done 600 hours, is that voided?
yeah,
Because okay.
I think
Because
it's
we have-
whichever comes first. So 4 years or 500 hours.
Because 500 hours is just not.
For a
that's not-
60, if you're looking to target
The
large
thing-
acreage properties,
I didn't have a retail price on this.
Yeah.
But mate, they're up there.
yeah,
Like I
Yeah.
don't have a retail, but they're gonna be around you more expensive.
Yeah.
And I think 500 hours is not good.
it's not good, man.
Now I do want to mention they had a different warranty for their deck shell and stuff like that. But at the end of the day,
Oh, so it was like compartmentalized
a little bit, and then it said it varies. So
Okay.
I think
So it's
Yeah.
warranty at discretion.
look, it actually has a disclaimer like that.
Yeah, of course.
And what I don't like about that is that they know the wear points
Yeah.
and they know what they feel comfortable warranting. And I just think when you're around the 25K mark, it needs to be built to a certain spec, and then the company needs to get behind it.
Yeah. Well, I feel that's what really helped out with Skag and the 32 when they upped. Like, how often does a fucking company up their warranty?
I mean, tremendous.
So yeah, it's when it went from, I think it was 2 years to 5.
Yeah.
That just shows that they're confident in the product. So to have that 4 years, 500 hours, and then to compartmentalize it, I guess maybe
And I don't know what
all
Ameri-
brands might have that. That's all right.
I don't know what America ended up doing, but we do have to understand that some of these warranties, they can really only do what the original manufacturer will allow them to
Yeah.
do. Now, that Skag one may be the only exception where International Mowers, who is the distributor for Skag, has said, like, you know what, Skag's only got to warranty this for 2 years, but we're so fucking confident in this product that we're going to bung it to 5.
Yeah.
So, you know, it seriously might just be the exception.
Yeah.
Anyway, nonetheless, let's move on. We've got the Bobcat
Bobcat.
ZT7000,
Now we both have had a crack on this bad boy.
the green ones.
On the green ones a while ago. This was one of my first.
I haven't
demos,
had
I
it.
think.
I haven't had a turn on the mixed racial one.
This
It's
the
white
green
and
one.
black.
Yeah, it is.
The green one's from another planet.
The
man.
green one, the alien one, was the first lap bar machine that I ever sat on. Because I had a country clipper and a walker. And then I
True, not false.
Yeah, true, not false. True, not false.
All right, bro. So we got a 61-inch deck now. I reckon it's a 7-gauge deck. Now, Bobcat decks are also another deck that has a bunch of credibility. Just being strong decks,
Yeah.
not necessarily the discharge or throw. Something to mention is they kind of carry that same deck quality like throughout. Like in Australia, if you wanted a 42 deck, this is, say 3 or 4 years ago, 42 deck, like Bobcat had one of the best 42 decks.
Really?
Yeah, it was just the same as all the others. Now you do have the Skag Hero deck, which I don't know much about, but I know that it's basically an advantage deck.
Yeah.
You also do have, which is 7-gauge by the way, and it was only, so Bush Ranger came out with their 42 7-gauge deck, and that was only one of two until Skag came out. But throughout your other brands, Hustler, Gravely, Toro, virtually all the other brands, they never had like a 7-gauge
heavy
42. So we won't talk about it too much. We'll get back to the 61. So we must have this
Yeah, so it's an FX
1000 V, which is the 38.5.
38.5 horsepower.
5400 hydros with a top speed of 20k.
Yep.
Which is pretty much in line with everything else that you've seen up to this point. Something to note that you've got a 38.5 horsepower with the 5400 hydros, and you got a top end of 20. Now, I reckon, I'm sure I rode a machine. Actually, I'll save it for later. Now
they have a travel mode. Is that what you're thinking of? That it goes faster?
No, because I know that. I'm just sure I was on a Gravely the other day that had the 5400 hydros, but I'm having a look at my notes going forward.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have 5400.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that Bobcat also, it's not down here, but when we rode it, it had a travel mode. So
of 26Ks. Now there's a classic video. It's gone now, but there was a classic video of me in transport mode at our demo.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if you were looking because you were fuck assing around on machines.
Yeah, I was playing.
Rusty was filming me and he was.
Oh no, actually I did see it. And you were going down the hill.
Yeah.
In transport mode.
And I was fucking flying.
Well, we raced a fucking, what is it? A Jeep.
Yeah, with a demon.
Trackhawk.
With a demon motor.
Yeah.
It had like a.
They had a drag race.
Yeah, and it has like a 6.3 litre.
Yeah.
Fucking Hemi. Anyway, retail pricing, bro.
29,490. So that's the highest price we've had so far.
Okay, so that is taking the cake on this one. Now, can we get a little bit into the gossip and politics?
Give it to me, baby.
That was a freestyle.
Everything we do is a freestyle.
All right, so what I wanted to say about this is the distributor SME, Specialized Mowing Equipment, same distributor as Walker. Now, these guys, we've talked about them before.
Yep.
Awesome people. The controversy is that Bobcat Turf got sold to Bobcat Doosan. Now, the Bobcat Doosan distributor in Australia is Clark Equipment. And you can purchase a Bobcat through your Bobcat dealer or a Clark Equipment dealer.
Ooh.
Now, I'm looking at these prices and I'm like, holy fucking shit. Because the Bobcat doesn't carry the same credibility as some of these other mowers.
Yeah.
So, certainly not a Skag. And I wouldn't really even say a Toro Spartan. Look, I just think they're too young in the market to really be put up against some of these other things. What I wanted to get at is that, and it's only what I think personally, I think there's co-distribution. So SME had a contract and Clark Equipment has a contract. They both have separate dealers. And I believe they're co-distributing. What it actually means is, for the end consumer, everyone needs to get a piece, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're seeing inflated retail pricing, because they've all made the 36-inch stand-on is like fucking 16 grand. Like it's
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so all of these Bobcat prices have gone right up. Now,
is someone trying to price them out of the fucking market?
no, I think it has to do with co-distribution.
Okay.
If Clark Equipment is the exclusive distributor for Bobcat Doosan, and now that's who owns Bobcat Turf.
Yeah.
You know, I actually. So anyway, regardless, you've got a great dealer network. Little bit concerned about some of these retails. I think they've been inflated because of background politics. But BJ, what do we have here for the warranty?
3 years and 2,000 hours, which is not too fucking shabby.
Man, I gotta say, I'm fucking really impressed about this.
Maybe that's where the extra money goes.
Look, to me, the Skag 5 year and the Bobcat 3 year 2,000 hours, whichever comes first, that's industry leading.
Yeah.
Let's say you buy one of these machines and you just fucking mow your ass off. You know that you're covered up to 2,000 hours, which when you think of 2,000 hours, you're sort of thinking to yourself, you know, like, I might not even get to that.
Yeah, before you turn the machine over.
Or like, just, you know, it depends how many machines you've got.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to know that you could be covered for the lot. I mean, when you think of 3 years, you're sort of thinking, yeah, okay, that doesn't seem as impressive as 5 years. Now, I believe the SCAG is unlimited hours. So that's also excellent.
Yeah.
So technically that really takes the cake.
Yeah.
But a 3 year, 2,000 hours or whichever comes first, it means if you're doing a high volume amount of, like if you know that you're going to be cutting sick, you just know that you've got this 2,000 hours.
You just don't see many of them. I know that Daniel Smith now on the Gianni, he had a Bobcat for a while there.
Yeah, and he loved his
Yeah,
Bobcats. He had a 60-inch.
But he's the only one. I mean, there'd be tons out there, but you just don't. You don't see much on social media about.
They went through a tough period, man, with the changeover and with COVID. You know, they had to remodel.
Yeah.
Like, they had to stop making green machines,
Yeah.
and they had to make these multiracial ones.
swap one colour for the two.
Yeah.
Well, the next one's a bit of a fucking wildcat, I reckon.
Okay. So we're going for the Husqvarna now.
That's good.
Everyone's just going to have to forgive me. I did my best. Now, I've picked the Z560, which is, like, I believe their 60-inch model. You know, Husqvarna excel with some specialty types, you know, your lower end, and, you know, you have, like,
Those front mount fucking.
yeah, you know, that type of stuff. But we really wanted to stick to the zero turn. So, you know, I did hear a story about a contractor local to me, and he said he loves the Husqvarna decks.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before.
No, I mean,
The first time I heard of it,
I haven't even seen a fucking Husqvarna 60-inch.
I actually have seen these for the Catch Pro. They actually use the SCAG brackets.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Similar
Opening.
Very similar opening. So we have the only thing that we have here as a spec is an FX engine.
Yeah. It doesn't even tell you what the engine is.
No, it just says engine FX.
Okay. Okay, so if any fucking dealers are watching, please reach out to your distributors and say, get onto your fucking website. Because when people go hunting for something that's $30,000 or close to it, they want to know what the fuck's going on. They want to know what they're getting for their money. I think to not be able to jump on and just find all the information readily available on machines that have been around for years, like these are not new machines to the market really, and yeah, there's just so much missing information.
One thing that did impress me was that it does have the 5400 hydros. Something that is a little quizzical is that it's got a top speed of 19.3 Ks. Now, the model above, the Bobcat, has the 5400 hydros, and it goes almost a kilometre faster.
That's why
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there.
We have a retail price of 20,999, which is the lowest of the list.
Yeah.
Now, does this price reflect value, or does this price, you know, reflect, okay, look, this is our top end beast, but it's not really a beast.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either.
there's got to be something like these other machines are all, you know, from 5 all the way up to 10 grand cheaper. Don't you whip me with your toggle. I don't have a toggle. I got a back flap. But there's got to be something missing there.
Now,
I mean, it doesn't have to be, but like,
so we've always known.
maybe the comfort's not there. Maybe maybe the frame is not as sturdy as some of the other ones. I don't know, but that's...
And I don't think you got any bells and whistles. Like,
Yeah.
So I couldn't even get a warranty off the website. Look, I think Husqvarna, you know, across the board, like I reckon they probably got a reasonable warranty. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we don't have a ton of information on this. But you know, we'd love your feedback. Like I've seen on LMCA, people are like, "Oi, man, I got this Husky, and I'm telling you now, it's a sleeper."
Yeah.
Like we've seen people stand up and be passionate, be like, "How come no one fucking ever talks about these?" And, you know, I truly believe just because they concentrate so much on that lot, like they have a lot for the lower end.
Yeah.
And not only that, you got all your actual ride-ons.
Yeah, and
tractors.
they're deep in the hand tools. Like everyone except for Bush Ranger that we've spoken about so far, they don't have anything to do with hand tools. But
And-
Husky is up there with some of the best, and
Yeah, and-
especially with battery stuff.
Well, the best, really.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. Well, I mean, that's yeah. I mean, I'm fine with saying that, but I reckon some of the reason why it's neglected is actually through market saturation of lower models. If that makes any sense.
Like the tractors and stuff.
Just all that prosumer, like you know, your 7 to 10 grand. You know what I mean? It's fucking something for everyone.
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
And I think, like, you know, your top end commercial market, I think some of these other brands focus, present, and advertise it in a more open way.
Yeah.
Hopefully I said that right. Okay, now we've got the Hustler.
Hustler!
So, look, we have the 60-inch hyperdrive.
Very well known machine.
There is the hyperdrive is the Super Z. Now they have a standard Super Z, but because we're sort of looking at the top end, or like let's say the marquee commercial mower, I've gone with the hyperdrive. A 60-inch deck. Now Hustler decks have some credibility.
What is it? The X1 or what is it? The X Force or some shit?
I gotta be honest, I don't know if this one has a name.
Oh, fucking
So they
mystery
have-
deck.
They have, I don't think it has a name,
Okay.
bro.
All right.
Now, Hustler decks, I wouldn't say are really talked about in the American market. They're certainly not talked about the same way as the Turbo Force or the 7-iron or the Velocity. But like I know, I've done work with Hustler. Very beefy deck. Now we have 38.5 EFI Kawasaki engine. There is other engine options. Can we mention the distributors have changed hands,
Yeah.
and it's moved from Power Up Lawn Care to basically MTD, Stanley Black and Decker. Now, Power Up Lawn Care is the Australian distributor for Kawasaki. So now you may not see these Kawasaki options on the Hustlers anymore.
Oh.
That was all they had before.
Yeah.
Like they weren't, that's all they were taking. That might not be the case moving forward.
Yeah.
However, for today's research, that's what they have now. Someone out here is probably going to listen to this and be like, oh man, he fucking cooked that. But the drive systems is a TG 280 pump, which, I've cooked it. Anyway, DDC 20 pumps.
Yeah, boy.
I just know I fucked it
Okay,
up.
so I think it's the TG280. I think that's the actual drive motor.
Okay.
And I think the pumps are 20cc.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't see the CC anywhere.
Okay.
Anyway, we do know that this hyperdrive, like I watched Brian's video, and
It looks. We've been on it.
Yeah. So it has a top end here of 25.7 Ks. Very, very fast mower. Almost too fast.
Yeah. Now, when I see these guys mowing, so I don't know about the rest of the states, but we have a few guys that use hyperdrives for doing our council work. They would never, until they get to the parks, they would never be rolling at fucking 26 Ks an hour.
On a council strip, I don't even reckon you're hitting 20.
Yeah. So I think that
Like
they
on a
definitely
roadside?
have their place. Yeah. Yeah, roadside and stuff like that, you can just fucking cruise. But
You wouldn't be hitting 20 on the roadside.
you reckon? Discharging inwards?
No.
On a flat roadside?
Not with. No, I don't. I mean, you've seen the roadsides.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking hell, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Fucking trees and
yeah.
cars. And
I mean, these
shit.
machines are fantastic, but I think they're like wide open mowers. I think if you're going to get something that goes 26k, That's why if I had my choice between the Turf Tiger and the Cheetah, I would go for the Turf Tiger. But it's
well, I want to say, I got the need for speed, eh? Like, I rode this thing, and it was fucking amazing.
Was it all spurred from that Bobcat, that transport mode? You never
The footage of me riding it looks dumb as fuck because I'm like holding me neck in a certain way. Russell wouldn't ride it without his seatbelt.
Fixing my flaps up.
I do that all the time. Russell wouldn't ride it without his seatbelt on.
Yeah. So I remember that there was some sort of seat adjustment.
Oh no, we didn't get the seats right.
Yeah, and I rode it and I could taste my asshole.
Yeah, so
that was on the 40, and I feel like that kind of speed, because we just opened.
It's the only place you can use.
Just opened that motherfucker up.
The only place you can use them.
Yeah.
It's hard with seats because someone like me that maxes out at like say 75 kgs is different to someone like you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our seats different.
Definitely.
So look, the feature of this Hustler Hyperdrive is the drive system.
Yeah.
And I think you are sacrificing many other features for this Hyperdrive. Now, the way that Brian's Lawn Maintenance describes it is that these hydros are buttery smooth. And I like that describing word.
Yeah.
It's cool. Retail, bro.
Dude, we went from one of the cheapest mowers to one of the most expensive. So this is it's 31,999. 30,999. Apologies.
Yeah. So basically 31. Which takes the grand total for all of today's commercial mowers.
Yeah, and that's now. I wonder what's going to happen when MTD start distributing. If the price will go up or if it'll stay.
I mean, it's not coming down.
Yeah.
I mean, very well, mate. Sometimes that happens, right? Look, MTD would have the power.
They might run a special.
They would have the power over PLP to bring this price down.
Okay, because
they would.
They're
a huge deal, man. I mean, fuck the power that they've got.
Which may also come as a downfall for that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have our own thoughts. Now, Beach, I'm going to wait till you've swallowed your water. Mm-hmm. 2-year warranty?
What?
Boom, boom.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's always been the case. I mean, look, I've stood behind Hustler for 2 or 3 years now. Just because they've changed distributor, doesn't mean I'll automatically. If the product stays the same, then I'm going to feel exactly the same.
Even if
the product,
even if the warranty stays the same.
No, so hey, we've got exceptions to all of this, right? But a 2-year warranty for a $31,000 mower, I'm not digging it.
No, that's no good.
I think it's piss poor.
Makes me sad.
I don't know if it's the build. Maybe the hydros don't have longevity.
It makes my pussy dry.
But I'm a little bit disappointed with a 2-year warranty.
Yeah.
Look, as was the case with the Bush Ranger, 2-year. I mean, at least that has unlimited hours.
Yeah.
But just not long enough. So let's move on, bro.
Page 2. There's another little weirdo in the crew.
Yeah.
So we're on to Cub Cadet, and the lap bar machines just aren't there for them. Their top of the range is the Pro Z.
Where have all the lap bars gone?
We don't know. We can't find them. So it's a 60-inch 7-gauge deck as well. 31 horsepower Kawasaki on that bad motherfucker. Which
actually might sort of answer that question. Like, I thought that maybe your Hustlers weren't going to get a lot of Kawasaki's on it, but this Cub has it, and it's MTD, company. So,
I mean, I don't think. Well, Skags come with Kawasaki's. I don't think. Well, I hope they don't fucking hold Kawasaki to ransom.
They do.
No, but I mean like for other manufacturers.
Yeah, so like say for example,
So if I wanted Kawasaki, I'd have to overmouth Pash Paul.
yeah, he tries to do that to me all the time.
He said that too, yeah.
No, but what I mean by it is like with all of their hustlers, they went to Excel and they said, we don't want any hustlers that don't have Kawasaki's on them.
Okay.
So it's not. So all the other brands can get Kawasaki.
Yeah.
They just won't. They're not messing with Cola or Briggs because they don't want to mess with them.
Or Lonsin. Lonsin's becoming a huge player in the market.
Yeah.
And I would love to see fucking. I've kept this picture on my phone. I don't know if it was an April Fool's, but I saw.
Is it my clitoris?
It's so big and thirsty looking. Yeah, I've got a picture of a Skag with a Yamaha on it. And this fucking Yamaha looks the shit. It looks like a fucking weapon.
So would that be an old school photo?
No, it's new. But I think it was an April Fool's thing because, yeah.
But Yamaha make good engines.
Yeah, I know, but you don't see them on zero
They're
turns.
motorbike, aren't they?
Yeah, they fucking have excellent quality engines, but you don't see them on zero turns.
Well,
Or am I wrong?
No, I can't really comment on that. But, but maybe at the end of this episode, let's go back to the ones.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, we're on this Cub Cadet now.
Yeah.
As the bearded one was mentioning, it's got a steering wheel. Now, it's pretty nice. Like I've ridden one.
I've never.
Yeah, so I've ridden one, and I always questioned if it was a legit zero turn. Like, can you fucking spin, straight up?
Yeah.
And is it legit gonna turn on itself? And it fucking does.
Yeah.
So now I did mention in a previous episode, and we had someone call me out because I mentioned the particular model that I was riding just didn't seem fast, and then someone and I had said, my Skag goes like 3Ks faster.
Yeah.
Then someone had called me out, and it's someone well known. I just can't think of their name right now, but they're like, oh, I got a fucking Pro Z and it goes as fast as my 32 or 36V ride.
So it's 14 Ks an hour.
Yeah, so my response was, well, I got a 48V ride and I'm going 17 clicks.
Yeah.
So I'm going faster.
Yeah.
So I wasn't wrong. This particular model, they have some variations. They have a few models of this Pro Z. This, as you mentioned, has a 60-inch 7-gauge deck with 31 horsepower. It has the HTG 14cc pumps.
14 is not a number you hear very often with the pumps.
What is it? I don't know.
Well, it'll be like pump and wheel motor setup.
Yeah, so I've just never heard the spec.
Yeah, 14 is not really
gangster.
It's different.
It's pretty gangster. Like, we got 12cc pumps on our Skags, right?
Yeah.
And they're good drives.
Yeah, really good.
So, when I tried my first 16cc on the ZK, I was like, damn boy. So 14cc must have some great credibility.
Yeah.
Now, price range.
Yeah, 26,999.
So
it's up there. It's not the highest, but it's not the lowest.
So what I want to say about this mower, by the way, great dealer network.
I was about to say they're readily available.
Yeah, fantastic dealer network. And Cub Cadet has, pulled in pretty well, like with stock levels.
Yeah, I reckon they're stealing steel from somewhere. I went to pick up a charger from a dealer on the Gold Coast, and they were fucking unloading a second truckload of fucking Cub Cadets. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, well, were they Ultimas?
Yeah, they were.
No offense to anyone that has an Ultima.
Yeah, they were. Okay, so
this is my problem with some of these brands. Like your Husky Deer.
Oh my god, I was just about to say Husky.
So it's for me, it's Husky, Deer, Cub Cadet, and look, I'm gonna say Toro, even though I will always hold Toro higher than these brands, but your Husky, your Cub Cadet, and your Deer they really saturate that prosumer market and your residential. You know what I mean? Like they make no bones about it. They're like, you go to the website, it's like fucking residential, boom, 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 and they just hit so many markets that, which is great. Like it's
gets you
awesome
in the
business.
Market. Now, don't get us wrong. Like we both started with entry level machines that weren't commercial, and that's where you got to fucking go. If like you,
but if you picked up my country clipper or your country clipper and threw it at one of these Huskies, Deers, or Cub Cadets,
it would fuck
that.
The Ultima, especially, like looking at it, I'm like, fuck, that's like.
As soon as I see a rounded deck, I'm just like, you're a fucking.
Because the Ultima's got the cutout on the deck too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the Husky. See, that fucks me off. That
now
is a weird. It's probably got a really nice cut though.
No, yeah. So that's something we should point out, and we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Like, those pressed decks with those rounded decks, they have a beautiful cut.
Yeah.
They really do. At the Village, you've never seen it in action, but there's an MTD Yardman there.
Whoa.
And you look at the deck and you're just like, "Meh." But it has a beautiful cut because the grass can recycle. The whole airflow is different, right? The issue that I have is like the components, everything about them is just fucking bare knuckles. And anyway, Cub Cadet, like really underneath this Pro Z range, that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, in the American market, Cub Cadet has had a lot of credibility in the last 5 years of being very heavily engaged with contractors.
Yeah.
You can see the reps actively, giving mowers to, say, Dirt Monkey, Brian.
And their standards have become like a bit of a forefront in there.
Absolutely. Now,
and who knows, fucking GIE, Equip Expo is just around the fucking corner, so they could have something new and out of the box.
I guess, no matter what, until one of these brands changes my mind, you mentioned before, like I reached out to all of these brands and they see Catch Pro or they see someone like me, even the podcast, reach out to them and they're like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And they just got their fucking heads so far up their asses. And then you got these fucking rad dudes like PLP, Skag, SME, which is Bobcat. You got these other brands who are normal people like us.
Yeah.
They don't hold themselves mega high. They take the feedback. They understand that the contractor is... They use the engineers and the contractors and they take the best shit and they're just the filter. I'm not saying a contractor like you or me could produce a better commercial mower.
Oh, no, I'm just...
But we have some credibility with some of their thoughts,
that's
right?
it. And, it's not just our ideas because we have a platform like the podcast or even like LMCA. We take all the feedback from all of the avenues that we have and sort of relay it back to the right places. So, yeah.
Put it this way, everyone out there, whether you have a Cub Cadet or not, if you start, in the next 2 or 3 years, if you start seeing hustlers come out, now we've spoken about this, I don't give a fuck if they're called DeWalt's, that doesn't mean shit to me. If you see them start coming out with cutout decks, then you know that what we're saying now and what we've said has credibility.
Yeah.
Because that shit would never have happened under PLP.
No. Well, what PLP did with the Hustler range was they actually beefed them up to come to Australia. And
they put an end to those cuts. So the Raptor SD and the Raptor, like the old Raptor range, they are some of the most sold mowers in Australia.
Yeah.
And they had the cutout with the bar. And they looked at that and they went straight back and they said, fuck this bar off.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're not messing with that bar. And so they still had the cutout, but they removed the bar. And I just think, I just don't think that that's going to ever be the same again.
No.
So anyway, warranty pal on this Cub Cadet, because this Pro Z, by the way, has, we should probably talk about the Hillside advantages.
Yeah.
It has a lot of advantages.
Yeah,
We're not
definitely,
dissing. We are not dissing this mark.
No, it's like with Cub Cadet, they have this top, steering wheel model, and then they just forgot about the rest. There's no like step up. It's just like the top and then the bottom.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But there is a 3-year warranty,
which I like.
Yeah.
I think 3 years.
It's in the middle.
I think it sets the bar.
It's a pretty reasonably priced machine.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with 2 years, but I'm okay with 3 years.
Yeah, you can get away with 3.
Okay, so next we are moving on to Gravely. Now I'm pretty sure I cooked some of this because what we have here is the ProTurn 600, but I think the ProTurn 600 is like a series, and there could be like a ProTurn 660 or whatever. But I just had to fucking.
Wouldn't there be the same Toro? Don't they have fucking an offshoot?
As in, like several models under a series?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, we've done Toro. Fuck Toro.
Well, yeah. No, we'll talk more about Gravely, like some of the behind stuff later. But this one is running the 60-inch X Factor deck. Now, the X Factor deck carries a lot of credibility, but only in certain markets. So I've done my research. Some of these videos are like 2 years old. Some of this shit could be upgraded. But what I have heard is that in some markets in America, and so you're talking about different grass types, it just cuts it so nice. And in other markets, you see some stragglers.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's good. Gravely it has like a really good, it is exactly like your Skag, good wholesome companies, good American companies, lots of history. Now this particular engine that they're running is the 35 horsepower. Now it may also have the 38.5.
Okay.
Okay. It was difficult.
Yeah. There's more than one engine option on tons of these machines.
On all of them. I just had to fucking pick one.
Yeah.
But I was going to wait. So what I wanted to say is that we know Gravely has a new distributor.
Yep.
But they don't have their website up.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So when I looked at the Bush Ranger and Hustler website.
And you couldn't just pick up the bat phone.
So I sent Paul Sheehan a text. And like, hey bro, do you have the retail on this? And he's like, hey man, I'm on leave.
Oh.
And I'm just like, man, you fucking dudes are always on leave.
How rude. He knew we were shooting a podcast today.
So anyways, more and more info, like this is going to be a prominent brand.
Yeah, so in regards to Gravely, like there isn't a whole lot in the market here.
Well, there hasn't been. It's been a very poor representation.
Yeah, very fucking sad.
And they're going to be represented the right way now. Actually, some dude in America reached out and sent me some shit, and he's like a big Gravely ambassador.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was following him anyway. But they have good. Our mate, buddy.
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah.
Our mate Kenny, he's a Hustler and a Gravely dude, and
he's double banging.
You got a double dip.
Oh.
You got a double dip.
I don't got
hey, let's do something.
Oh fucking.
Who would you like? Now, look, a little bit of inside information, right? There is like at least 5 brands that are trying to get the bearded lawnsman on board, right? Now, this dude is Skag through and through. He fucking loves his Skags, and that's cool, right?
That's where it stops.
Now,
I do. I love Skag, and it's not just the products. The people are fucking amazing,
and that means everything.
100%. It really is like a family. And if anyone ever talks to me about Skag, they know.
You know where I thought you were going, and if anyone ever fucks with them,
I'll suck you off and spit in your face.
No, I just want to throw something fun out there. Who would you love to see BJ represent other than Skag? Because there's brands out there that want him. So I'm not going to give anyone any suggestions, but it's just a fun little thing. What brand of mole would you love to see BJ on?
Fucking Cub Cadet will come knocking.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're a better man than me if they fucking come to you. Getting back to this now, we have the HTG, I guess it's a pump and wheel motor system.
Yep.
Now, we have a top speed here of 24.1, which is...
Pretty quick.
That's...
It's reasonably quick, eh?
One of the highest.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, now I pulled that directly off the website. I just didn't 100% believe it. Look, that's why I got a little bit El Buque Nerve doing some of this, because
there's so much
there is a lot of conflicting.
Did you have to convert so many from fucking...
No.
Oh, you didn't?
I got to be honest, America's starting to catch up on the metric system.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
They're starting to get amongst it. And I think it's probably a result of them realizing that there's other countries in the world.
And their export market would be booming for them, because they've started a lot of in-house shit again. So, boy, I'm fucking panicking. I talked to my sister-in-law the other day, and she said, I've got to start I got to tip people.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I go over.
Yeah, man, that's no shit, eh?
Yeah, I didn't know that was like a legit thing. I was like, I saw that in a movie.
Because some places, they don't actually get wages, eh? They just work off tips.
Yeah.
So
that's fucking pretty rough.
Like, I don't know if this is actually true, but like, apparently if you go to like a club or a casino or something, they just serve you drinks and you don't pay for them.
Yeah.
You just tip.
So you can even be sitting at a 1 cent machine, and as long as you're feeding it and tipping, then they'll keep bringing you drinks. So, whew.
It's weird, eh? Because
be
like
bizarre.
I just reckon like better looking people would earn more money. It's fucked.
Imagine me, I'd just be
like
fucked.
that. Like I shouldn't say things like that just because today, it's a very precious world, but someone's got to keep it real.
Who are you going to get for a lap dance? The ugly stripper or the hot stripper?
Well,
whether it be male or female, because men can be strippers too.
And men can get men strippers too, apparently.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, I'm a little bit panicky about that. I'll have to do some YouTubing and find out what's customary. But
open mouth pash.
Yeah. This is worth about $6. So one other thing, I'm going to California.
California.
No, yeah, Hollywood, Los Angeles, and
well, I dare you to go to Compton,
dude. Apparently, LA's fucking gangster as anyway downtown. But you know what's legal there?
That's them Hollywood gangsters.
You know what's legal there?
I'm not gonna say what I'm.
Oh shit.
Thinking.
So I'm gonna try and get California sober while I'm over there.
Yeah, bro, buddy.
It's gonna be pretty wild.
We had a mate. Well, I think he might have went.
Might try one of those edibles or something, and then just
I think he went straight to Cali and just like got a whole heap of cocaine and just. He reckons it's so much better than the stuff that we get here.
That is not what I'm going to be doing. It's a fucking...
Why not?
Because that's not legal. I'm not getting banged up abroad. No, that's it's the weed shops and shit. They have like dispensaries. It's literally...
So someone offered you a line of coke, you'd be like, no man, I don't do that.
You'll be like, let me smoke this weed first.
I'd be like, all right, let me snort it off your belly.
Oh my god! And then I could put like...
I would take it to GIE and I would go find Corey Ballard.
Wow.
And I'd be like, wait, put this on your 12-pack.
Well, that's the thing. Hopefully, I know that Corey Ballard doesn't listen, but I'm going to reach out to him and hopefully I can get a cuddle while we're there. That'd be fucking cool. I don't know, who else should I see?
I don't know, like...
Even if I have to...
I got to be honest, like, I feel like he'd be a little bit like Rusty. In the sense of like...
He better not be,
like,
because I'm coming in strong.
But I actually feel like I've had thoughts like, I wonder if I would to go and meet Corey,
yeah,
could I be gay to him? Like, would he tolerate it? If he gave me like a little butt slap, would he be like, oi, don't fucking do that again or I'll fucking crush you with my 18-inch pythons?
Maybe I can trick him. Maybe I can go up for like the handshake, you know, like you go in for the little cuddle.
And then just pat his
neck. And then I'll just fucking grab him. I'll be like, just like wrestle him like an alligator and just like kiss him on the head and shit.
If he listens to this, I'll probably lose my Catch Bro deal, so we better cut that off. Now, where were we? Gravely. So, we're talking about the top speed. Now, it has a floating seat. Actually,
Cushiony.
now I've just sort of breezed past that. Now, this particular model, it doesn't just have the 360 seat. You're isolated on the whole, like where you sit, where your feet go, and everything. It's like the MyRide system from Toro, but less seaworthy.
Okay.
And I messed around on it today.
So it's got like a fixture on the foot panel.
Yeah, so you're actually completely isolated from
Yep.
the deck and the frame.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a proven system or if it's a good system. I do hope to have, I hope to get a demo of one of these. I was sitting on one today, and rocking back and forth on it, and I thought, hey, that could be pretty damn cool. Now we have a retail price of
$24,999.
which is pretty much your mid tier.
Yeah, mid.
Now
Yeah.
everything about Gravely, right, is like your mid tier. Now I don't want to make that sound bad because that's not how I mean it, but they don't have like a Hyperdrive or a Tiger Cat 2 or a Turf Tiger 2.
Yeah.
That's not how they get over. A little bit like your Cub Cadets, in the sense that they kind of, they don't oversaturate. They don't get by on going fuck yeah, we're Gravely. They kind of are pretty modest.
Just chilling in the background.
Kind of make, and they're really big in certain markets.
Yeah.
You don't usually see them get put in that same category as Ferris Skag. What was the other one? Ferris Skag. Toro, yeah. Well, really, it's X-Mark in America.
Yeah.
But X-Mark Toro, same.
Whatever.
We have a warranty here of 5 year, 1,500 hours.
That's pretty good.
I kind of like that. I do believe this is one of those whichever one comes first.
Yeah. I think
So it's a little bit.
I think most of them will be whichever comes first.
Well, the Skag, mate, it just says 5 years.
Yeah.
It never said the words unlimited,
Okay.
but 5
I can double
years.
check. I'll find out.
But really, if they were thinking fucking, mate, if you got more than 15 or 2,000 hours, right, they would put that on their website. So I'm sort of running with, that being the top tier at the moment. But yeah, 5 year, 1,500 hours. I think they're standing behind it. 5 years is pretty gangster.
Yeah, fucking.
When you think about it, you can have a machine that's done 2 years and a bunch of hours, right? And you can have a machine that's say 4 years old, and it might have been sitting in a backyard for 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna pull up well.
No.
You know what I mean? That machine's gonna be way more run down than the machine that's been used.
Yeah.
So something to weigh up. Now next we have JD.
Very interesting. This one, the John Deere Z-Track.
The John Deere.
John Deere, the Z970R. So I don't know what the numbers or anything mean, but I'm guessing this is their top tier 60-inch.
Well,
61.
let me say for the record that I think it's the top tier. It was a fucking mindfuck. I got handwritten fucking notes here, and I started taking notes on a rear discharge. And I was like, motherfucker.
Again, I just don't understand. There are a couple of companies that have it right, and it just shouldn't be hard to find information on something so fucking expensive.
Really, really, really confused.
You go to a car, if you buy a car, you can go to the website, pick the fucking colour, pick the transmission, pick the fucking add-ons and all that shit.
But even that fucking pissed me off. The difference
But
was
the only thing with cars, then you have to fucking find a dealer and then they tell you how much it costs. Normally they won't tell you.
Yeah, so I couldn't get any retails pricing, but when I went to the John Deere website, I was just so fucking overwhelmed with the amount of mowers. It's just when you go to the Skag website, for example, you go to mowers, it clearly lists all of those models.
Yeah.
And you just choose one, and everything about it is so easy, right? This fucking John Deere, you just got these fucking numbers everywhere, man. Anyway, what I've chosen is the Z-Track. Now it has this 7-iron mulch on demand deck. Now, this is the deck that we spoke about early. The 7-iron deck, it carries a lot of credibility in the market. Probably not as much as the Turbo Force or Velocity.
Yeah, I think with John Deere, that's a state by state thing in the US, isn't it?
So that it is. They're certainly bigger in, like certain areas.
Yeah.
But also not only different kind of markets geographically, but also different like they're huge in the agricultural world.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
now we've got the head of John Deere just down the road, like an hour drive sort of thing. Not even an hour.
No.
And I've never seen a fucking John Deere in action.
You know the dude that was mowing the port?
Yeah.
And
John Deere?
Yeah, and it's his missus.
It was his missus. I've seen the out fronts.
No, yeah. So this was one of these Z-Tracks, maybe not this top end. Corey Ballard has 200 John Deeres.
Yeah, but
and
he takes care of like John Deere, doesn't he?
I think he mows one of the John Deere head sites, but he doesn't get no freebies or nothing. It's that's just what
he probably is closed, and fucking fleet pricing would be out of control.
Fleet pricing would be out of control with John Deere. So anyway, we've got this 7-iron mulch on demand. Now, have you seen the mulch on demand?
No, I haven't. No, we spoke about that as like on our special features. But
okay, so yeah, I don't want to see any other brands come out with a mulch on demand because it's going to fuck my life over. It's essentially like an automated chute blocker.
Okay.
And
is it a mulch plate? Or
so the baffles inside the mower actually do like a ding 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 ding, and they fucking move, man.
Okay. Manually? Like you have to move them?
No, you press a button for all this shit.
Look.
It's awesome, bro.
That's pretty cool.
I can't tell you if this is like a tried and true system.
I feel like it might be another place where something can go wrong.
Oh, look. I think anytime you've got moving parts and actuators and all that stuff, like...
Especially underneath the deck.
Oh, yeah, man. Some shit can go... Because there is cables and stuff.
Yeah, there would be.
Look, nevertheless, I think there is a place in the market. And look, I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it goes to show, like, I think for the contractor market, that's a pretty excellent feature.
Yeah.
So we have a 35 horsepower engine.
Yeah.
Didn't mention any options of brands. I'm not sure what they usually run. I'm sort of thinking that they run a lot of Kohler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just couldn't imagine it messing with Briggs just because of the whole Ferris thing. We've got 13cc pumps, which is another weirdo.
Yeah, another weird number.
Now, for the seat, we have what's called a Comfort Glide. I don't know fuck all about it.
Well, I always thought they had a similar seat to the floating seat.
So it might very well be, but it was like written in big, like Comfort Glide.
Oh my God.
So I thought that there has to be a gimmick of some sort on it. I don't have any retail pricing now. As far as John Deere dealers go,
well, we're lucky. We got Chesterfield just down the road.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think they separate like some of their residential dealers from commercial dealers.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Look, I don't think that they're as prominent as, like
anything else.
I can go for a drive an hour away and I can go past like 6 or 7 Hustler dealers.
Yeah.
And I only know of one John Deere dealer on this side of my city.
Yeah. And apparently their stock levels are really short.
Not good, eh?
Not good
Not
at
good,
all.
Clemmy. So warranty 3 years, which I like. This particular model actually comes out with wheels.
That's fucking something different.
And I gotta say, I fucking love that one.
That's pretty cool.
Few things, I think John Deere, like, is a little bit of my sleeper. in this list.
Really?
You know, like it's
For
something.
features, fucking Twills and that mulch on demand deck is kind of cool.
It's kind of something that, like, you know, like everyone's heard me, you know, sort of diss some of these brands, but like John Deere is one that, like, I'd really love to get to know.
Yeah.
Because I just think that they do.
That sounded nice.
Yeah, I'm fucking romantic, eh?
Maybe we can do a mandate down to Chesterfield and see if they've got any. Last time they had nothing.
One time I had a great experience down there. Another time, like, I was just going in there and measuring decks.
Was that the day that we got hats for all the kids? Was the good time?
That was one of the good times, yeah.
Together.
So, but yeah, one other time, I just got like a, what are you doing with that tape measure? And
Measuring my cock.
so anyway, moving on from John Deere, we have Kubota. Now, I'm going to say that Kubota is kind of lucky to make this list.
Yeah.
Because they just got a shit website too. Shit dealer network.
There's a few boxes missing on this one.
Yeah, couldn't get fuck all. So I went with now, in all fairness, Kubota, like Zero Turns is really, it's nowhere near their main market.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of out front,
Yeah, they make fantastic.
credible mowers. They have
tractor with the fucking 61-inch deck underneath. They
they got tons of stuff there, and I think if you have a local Kubota dealer, they're definitely worth looking at because their prices for what you get, like, prices have inflated in the last couple of years, but like 2 years ago you could pay like $7,000 and you could get one of their Kubota Commanders, which has like a really beefy deck.
Yeah.
They actually have like
Beefy
pretty cool
deck.
It does, but yeah, a beefy deck.
Yeah, beefy deck.
It had like a really cool handbrake system as well, which I believe is now what Spartan are
Okay.
using with a little friendship foot pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this particular model is the ZG327. It's a 60-inch. Look, Kubota decks, I haven't heard tons about them, but like I've looked at a few of them, and they're pretty fucking good decks.
Yeah.
Now
Are they
this,
bullnose or are they?
I don't think bullnose.
No, okay.
And I don't know exactly what the advantages to a bullnose deck is. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, it's kind of like, instead of the front of the deck just being like kind of like a right angle, it's not. It's a bullnose.
Yeah.
And most of your top brands have it.
Yeah.
So I don't think
maybe
Toro
it's to
does.
fit the baffles.
So it has got something to do with the baffles.
Because you've got your three, well, on the 3-blade, you've got your 3 channels, and then you've got enough room to make those baffles sit nicely.
and the positioning of those baffles
It's been a long day, Benny.
makes a big difference, because if you're running over grass, it needs to stand back up in time for the blades to get it, and some brands kook that.
Sometimes you just get lazy fucking crowds.
So
27 horsepowers.
it's 27 horsepower Kubota engine.
That's the...
Hey, it's a fucking Kubota engine. Say something.
What? It's a Kubota engine? It's the same as the machine. It's Kubota.
Yeah, so that's when you
But
know.
I will say it is like, that's pretty cool that they kept in the family, but that is probably the
So
lowest
I don't know for
horsepowers.
sure, but I think some other brands occasionally will run a Kubota engine.
Yeah, okay. I know that
And I know that
they have diesel engines.
yeah,
that
so
are
with their
fucking-
diesels, like I know that yeah. So anyway, look, we've got a top end here of 17 k's per hour,
It's probably
which
the slowest as well.
is the slowest.
Yeah.
Once again, like I may not have chosen the marquee model, but I've tried to.
Yeah.
Something interesting, it's shaft driven.
Yeah.
And Skag's the only other one that has the shaft driven.
So it'd be interesting to see if like the offset that they have here on like the horsepower is helped out by that shaft. So they might actually have
Yeah, so
a
you
clearing
might.
deck.
Yeah. You could very well have a deck that cuts and clears and look, all of the front mount,
Yeah.
like they just fucking
Fantastic.
They fucking drop shit for breakfast,
Yeah. For shout. We're gonna have to have a go at diesels too. Like, there's not a lot. I don't see a lot of diesels, but pretty much every model that we've spoken about today would have a diesel equivalent in the lineup.
Oh, there's tons. Yeah,
And I really wanted to find out about that Cat. I know there's a Caterpillar powered Ferris. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it's like,
It'll probably be like 50 grand, but
is it a lie that it's like a camo engine?
no, it's that kind. It's not camo, but it's like that color. It's like a beigey.
It's like cum and poo mixed together, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe it. I'm so sorry to the females out there that have to listen to that.
Filthy fucking mouth, Ben.
Because I was going to say, with Grasshopper, it hasn't made the list, right? But if you did want to go and buy a zero turn that looks like a two-tone poo,
That's it.
Grasshopper's your fucking hooker.
That's it.
Holla if you hear me. So, that actually is the end of our list.
That is the end of our list.
And, so how do you feel? We didn't say we were going to rate these molars, but should we just go back to the top of the list and just...
Look, to be honest, I know my favourite, and I probably know your favourite.
I bet you don't know my favourite, because I don't even know what it is yet.
Well, I've always had a soft spot for the Turf Tiger. I really...
And just explain to everyone, that you're biased.
Yeah, 100%.
But
before I became a brand ambassador, the Turf Tiger gave me a boner because it is a fucking really big, aggressive machine. It's got so much power. The shaft-driven engine is just... It's pretty slick, man. And look, now I'm biased, but I've always loved it. I think... Okay, you don't like it, but I fucking like the paintwork. You fucking hate the paintwork.
I gotta just
You don't like the stripes, and fuck you. No one else has got stripes on their shit.
I honestly think, I think Skag does a great job with, orange is hard to work with. I don't love the orange, right? I've said it a million. I get a little bit...
So I gold.
Fair enough. But I do get a little bit... I can probably tolerate the orange more than the yellows.
Yeah.
If you're going to walk into a Cub Cadets dealer soon, you're going to now have Hustler. You got fucking double yellow. It just annoys me.
Now, not only that, with the Turf Tiger, you can actually... The back panel comes off, and that's where your belts are. So your belts aren't underneath. They're on the back panel. So for those who are watching... Behind, there's a panel that sits here.
Yeah, stroke it.
Yeah, and that's where your belts sit.
So just going back to these stripes, to me, it just feels a bit 90s. Okay. Which 90s is cool, man. I don't know. I don't love it. I think, is this a true, the model that we're looking at right now?
Yeah.
Is this a true model?
Yeah, dude.
You know what I think
model.
You know what I think my issue is that most of the other models, models of Skag, they would have fuel tanks here.
Big fenders, yeah. Fuel tank.
Plastic. Well, where's the fuel tank on this fucking thing?
I think it's broken.
Okay.
Oh no, it's here.
Or is it supposed to be? Okay, so
it sits underneath, and that's why all you fucking.
Okay, cool. And I think that's what makes me. But anyway, look, realistically, I can't say I love those stripes.
You should buy me
I
one.
bung it on extra for the boys. They're not that bad, but I don't love them.
Teases me all the time.
Could you do me a favour?
Of course.
And maybe just select 2 other models from this list. Something that really intrigues you.
So
that you would.
Okay, something that intrigues me is probably the Husky.
Okay.
I would, for the price, I'd probably like to see what it actually is like. And, on the other end, I'd probably like to see what the John Deere is all about with the Tweels.
Okay,
and that mulch on demand deck sort of is a little bit appealing.
Now, so for me, my 2 is probably the John Deere.
Yeah.
Because it is very intriguing. And the Z Master, because I just want to see what the Americans are raving about.
Yeah.
Is there? So you said before when I said you were sort of biased, and you said I know you are. What were you thinking?
I thought you were going to go the bushy. To be honest.
Okay. Look,
Although you're a little bit on that fucking warranty, got ya. A bit saddies.
Look, yeah, a little bit. Look, the bush rangers. I haven't spent a lot of time with this super commercial model.
Yeah.
Where I think Bush Ranger and Spartan have done a really good job is throughout the whole range. Like, you know, that's where I think they're pretty good, because you can kind of get like all the decks are very strong.
Yeah.
You know, they've all got really good choice, like engines. There was things that they've got that I didn't know about. Like, I had no idea what a Tough Torque transmission was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when I first came across it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Now, this particular model didn't have it.
Yeah.
But their other models do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, look, in this list, if I was going to show any bias, it's probably going to be the Hyperdrive.
Yeah. You know what? That actually, the price on that surprised me. That's fucking expensive.
Expensive?
I knew they'd had a price rise, because I don't think they were ever that fucking expensive. Like, that's...
No, I have a feeling that they were more around the 25 mark.
Yeah.
But like we said, political shit's going on.
That's it.
And maybe we confused ourselves with the Super Z rather than the Super Z Hyperdrive. Any mower there that you legit have fucking no interest in and that you wish just wasn't on here?
Probably the Cub Cadet or the Kubota.
Mine is, I'm gonna say Kubota. I always talk up Kubota. Like, I think in your 10 grand range, they've got stuff that's better than what you'd see other brands in the 10 grand range, but not in this range. So, anything else that you would like to add, BJ? Did we forget anything? I mean, we've been fucking dribbling for a couple of hours.
We did a good job, eh? Definitely this. Don't forget this. Fucking get on it. Skag Down Under on Facebook, and also go and give us a review, and you go in the running to win one of these bad mofos.
And I just want to give everyone a heads up that...
Wait, that was the lawn mowing simulator game, by the way. I forgot that not everyone watches.
Yeah, I wasn't even listening.
Thanks, Ben.
I know, my bad. I just want to give everyone a heads up about next week. We are going to be breaking down stand-on mowers.
Ooh.
And we're gonna unpack it all.
Yeah.
Now we have stand-on mowers from Toro, Bush Ranger, Skag, Ferris, Bobcat. We do have Husqvarna. We have Hustler. We have Cub Cadet, Gravely. We do not have John Deere and Kubota.
Yeah. Now that might change in a couple of months when all the fucking new products come out.
Well, fun fact,
I haven't seen any new products come out yet.
Fun fact. So the John Deere stand-ons were always made by Wright. Oh, sorry, Wright is going to be on there. That's the only other. We couldn't include them today because they're just. We're just going to talk about them in the stand-on.
Yeah.
But the John Deere stand-ons were coming out of the Wright factory. And when I had spoken to John Deere probably 18 months ago now, I said, "Hey, are you going to introduce the John Deere's stand-ons?" And they looked at me like I was fucking speaking different language. And that's when I just was like, get fucked. Also, the Kubota stand-on comes out of the Bobcat factory.
Okay.
So
cross-mogenation there.
I still wish they were here, because I think people that have brand loyalty and local dealer support and stuff, I think that's important.
For sure.
Until next time, I am at Catch Pro. He is at TBL, and we are out of time.
Peace.